Because of this, I had a ton of anxiety since I was a little tiny kid, and it only got worse and worse. The feeling like I couldn't do anything about it made the depression and anxiety so much worse because I felt hopeless and helpless and like I was different. I didn't understand that being different was okay.
When I was 13, my sister, who was 2 years older than me, was struggling, so my parents were able to see that I was also struggling. Other people besides my parents also began to notice that I was struggling tremendously. That's how they knew to bring me to a psychologist.
Nobody ever said anything negative about my mental illness and dyslexia, but it's not something I really talked about with people. I don't think I was ashamed, I just didn't think it was appropriate to talk about with anybody. I bounced around to several different psychiatrists and therapists. For years, I didn't find a psychiatrist I liked. At 14, I did find a phenomenal therapist that I still see now. She was the person who helped me get into rehab later during my addiction. It was great to feel a connection with someone and talk to someone about what was going on. She was really positive and supportive.
I was diagnosed incorrectly for 6 years with depression and anxiety. Because of the wrong diagnosis, I was also on the wrong meds since the age of 13. They would help with the depression, but they made my anxiety worse. For years, I would go on and off psych meds, which wasn't good because I needed help. I was extremely depressed and anxious and uncomfortable as a kid. I wasn't correctly diagnosed with bipolar 2 until around age 22, so it was a long time that I struggled without the correct help.
At the time, I was also self-medicating with drugs and alcohol for my mental illness and the problems with learning in school. I fell into a deep addiction. I remember wanting to feel some control over the way I was feeling, and I thought that using alcohol and other drugs would do that. Once I got high, I realized I could change the way that I felt by putting something into my body. It was the only way I felt like I had any control over my emotions. I thought that I was helping myself, but it obviously just made everything worse. I have now been in recovery from addiction for 11 years. I got sober 2 weeks after turning 16.
Since my bipolar 2 diagnosis, I finally have been on the right meds. After starting to take them, I thought, is this how everybody else feels? Is this how normal feels? Because this is amazing. I've been med compliant for 4 years, which is the longest I've ever been med compliant for. I also haven't been suicidal. It's not to say that I don't still struggle, but the extent to which I struggle is so much less. It's literally been amazing. It's changed my whole world to be on the right medication and to be balanced.
If I met another kid going through a similar struggle as me, I would tell them that there definitely is hope, but there is no help if you don't ask for help. For me, nobody could help me until I was honest. Until I came into recovery, I didn't understand that there was help and support and people that were willing to work with me. Once I came into recovery, I have had awesome experiences with really cool people.
I just want to reiterate, there is hope, and there is help, and things get better. But things don't get perfect, and that's okay, because nobody's life is perfect, with or without mental illness. Everybody struggles, and that's okay, and that's part of being an adolescent. But it's really important for me to share my struggle with other people, both for them and for me. I have been able to build a community where I can say, hey, I'm not really okay right now, and to have them be able to say that to me. I have built a network of honesty and hope and support. Literally, once I asked for help, everybody was like, okay, let's do this. But that was very contingent on me saying, I'm not okay. And there is no weakness in saying I'm not okay. There's a ton of strength in that.
Wow, thank you for sharing. So where was that posted again? Where are you pulling that from?